Morning, coffee moaners. First and foremost, thank you so much for all your lovely messages for our 23rd anniversary that we wouldn't have known was our 23rd anniversary if Dean hadn't reminded us on Saturday.
Thanks, Dina Doodoo.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about marriage and anniversaries and
Love
how to stay married.
Marriage, love, marriage goes together like a horse and carriage.
There you go, beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about Greta Thunberg and the flotilla and how I am coping with an unsafe world today.
It is a very unsafe world.
No, we are delving into our saved Instagrams to give you a bit of a giggle, a bit of a horror, and a bit of a what the hell did you save that for?
And don't worry, we're aware of the fact that Putin is about to nuke Ukraine or Europe. But what the fuck can we do about that?
Yeah, we just thought we got to swerve that today because I reckon most people actually don't want to talk about it because it's so utterly terrifying and there's nothing we can do. So let's just carry on.
I do want to just say one thing. I do wish Starmer would stop playing the big boys games, getting his tiny little kind of piddler out and waving it around when we haven't got anything to fight with.
What was that stat we heard yesterday? Putin fires as many bombs in one day as we produce in a year here. So stop showing off, Keir. So, he's like a tiny little chihuahua with a massive XXL bulldog.
I mean, what is the benefit of saying to Putin, yeah, we'll have you, we don't believe you, we haven't got anything.
It's like, shut up.
It's just fucking big boys.
Oh, anyway, so we're parking Russia.
Yeah.
Because we can't do it. Do you know what I'm feeling? I'm going to be honest with you guys because I always am. I'm very heavy-hearted today.
She is.
I'm struggling through.
Crying, actually, which was quite something.
Yeah, I'm struggling through. My heart is heavy. My very gut feels heavy. So we're just gonna be a bit dotting about all over the place. So can we just have one funny just now?
We've got so many funnies.
Let's have a funny clip.
But the thing is, they're not necessarily in the order that you want them.
So just anything.
The first clip is very undramatic.
I don't think this is one of my funny clips.
That's what I said, they're not in any order. Day 36, teaching how to be the man of the house.
So these
I'm
are all...
a bit worried of 23 years of marriage. This is one of the first things you sent me.
It's just weird because I saved that. And so this is a bit of a journey.
Okay, let's just pause. Does that turn you on? Hose action?
A little bit.
Tightening of a hose?
No, it's the thought that I could go, oh, Mark, we haven't got a hose. And you'd go, it's all right, don't worry. And then you just do that.
But does it arouse you, the thought of using a screwdriver?
How many different ways do you want me to say it? Yes.
I've got a screwdriver, I've got a hose.
He's got the most massive toolbox you've ever seen with nothing in it.
That sounds like a euphemism.
This is marriage now.
I've got plenty in my toolbox. I'm telling you that right now. Don't let her cast.
So these are the random savings in my Instagram saved box. And that did make me laugh this morning because I thought, why did I save that?
I felt emasculated within 6 seconds.
Do you know what it was? Do you remember a few weeks ago when we did that live of trying to sort out our blow up hot tub?
Say all of that again in a different order.
When we were trying to put up our hot tub.
When I, for a minute, emulated a comedic firefighter.
That was so fucking funny. The video is on here. You can watch it. It was alive. But what was it you were all shouting at me that we needed for the hose? What was it called?
Oh, something clip. What
something
was it?
Clip.
What was the clip?
And we didn't have one.
A British clip? No.
Something.
A Jubilee clip.
A Jubilee clip. So I think it was quite soon after that I saw that video and I thought we will never have to go without a Jubilee clip again. Because all we need is this video that I've saved. And this is what I'm always saying to my mates. I'm like, my God, the amount of things that I save to in the hope that one day I'm going to need it.
See, there's a detail there that's really important. What sort of wire was he using?
Well, I've thought about that. And I thought if we didn't have the wire, we could use a coat hanger.
Oh, that's very good point. That's clever. Is that the bit that gets you?
No. Oh. It's him just going like that with the wire and just sorting it. And there's no drama. It's just done.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, that made me feel pretty pathetic.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
You don't have to feel pathetic. You can just get a decent sized drill, a decent sized screwdriver.
I have a decent size.
And when I say I want to pay somebody to come and fix this for me, you don't say no. I'll do it.
I'm going to stab you with a teaspoon.
Right.
Okay, it's going to hurt.
Love and marriage.
So how have we managed to stay together? It's inspiring how you keep each other strong and continue to be here for all of us too, says Zoe Foster. Very kind words.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Mark trying to fix the sink was hilarious. I couldn't get in. Women can do DIY. Thank you, Faith.
No, but Faith, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I do want to. I can easily ring the rabbit man and get him to come. But Mark says no, he won't let me.
Bell X's ex-husband can fix everything. Still does. That's very sweet.
God, can we swap?
Natasha, can you learn Christos can help you learn DIY, Mark. Oh my God, is he handy
two of them?
Yeah. What do you mean? Christos has got an incredibly logical mind.
Well, can you help him on how to do that bloody water thing? But anyway, now let's.
I don't like this conversation about
marriage.
Let's
go to Greta. Let's go to Greta Thunberg, and then we can have another clip.
Right. What are people's problems with Greta Thunberg? A lot of men of my age, white, high-profile, public men like Jeremy Clarkson.
A lot of women as well.
What is their
lot of women of my age?
So Lindsay Graham. I just want to share this. Lindsay, she's okay. She's part of a flotilla.
Explain
it's a human. All right, darling. Could you being a bit school marmy?
Tell me.
Female splaining, is it? Is that what it's called? Yeah. So she's part of a flotilla. I think it's called the Madeleine. They're heading out towards Gaza. They have some humanitarian aid on it, but they're also wanting to publicize the awful, egregious, genocide and lockdown that has happened in the Gaza Strip.
And make no bones about it, this is incredibly brave what these people are doing. Mark and I are in awe every time.
Totally.
It was just a few weeks ago that one of their other of their fleet, the Conscience, was struck by drones. Israel is saying it had nothing to do with them.
They always do.
Very strange. And the engine caught fire. Incredibly dangerous what they're doing, and every single person on that boat is a fucking hero. Liam Cunningham is one of them, the actor.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones. Yeah,
from Game of Thrones. So nobody can say anything about these people unless you can stand up and do something fucking terrifying for the sake of other human beings and the planet. So that's just to set up just how amazing. And also,
let's just really unpack what this means. That one of the most senior Republicans in America, Lindsey Graham, has the gall to say, "I hope Greta and her friends can swim."
Disgusting.
Lindsey Graham under fire for "Hope Greta can swim" post about Gaza-bound Freedom Flotilla. He's essentially making light of and sanctioning and green lighting the potential inevitability, if you like, of them being attacked by the Israelis. So what we've got here is grown men, and I'm saying I want to shame men. I know women too are like this as well, but a grown man like him throwing this kind of suggestion and being light-hearted about the idea that someone with a humanitarian heart going out to publicize something that was one of the worst international criminal acts that this globe has seen in recent history, in the last 150 years. And because she's brave enough to go, you don't call out the genociders.
Nope.
You don't call out Bibi, the great big, nasty, tyrannical teenager.
Who shows off about starving children.
You don't sanction the guy with his eyes out on stalks, Smotrich and Ben-Gvir. No.
Trump and Biden.
No, what you do is you have a go at a young woman and a group of people who feel so desperate and are brave enough
are the very best of humanity, the very best. There is no way I could get on that ship for 5 minutes. I would be terrified. They should be absolutely knighted. Well, not knighted, because what do I believe in the system? They should be held up.
Heralded, yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting. And what is not spoken about enough, and which is again makes it very important what Greta is doing, is the eco side that is being meted out on our planet, all of us, by the white phosphorus, these bombs, some of which have never been used before. I mean, Gaza is being used as an experiment for the arms traders, and it is having a massive impact on the planet, using up, I mean, it can actually be described as a war crime. Just what they're doing. I mean, they were saying this a year ago. So God knows now, after another year of dropping that level. So she is there for humankind in every way. But you know what? You know why these people hate so much? Because they want their big fat cars, and they want to have their big deals with the fuel companies. And I know I said this before, but how do these people sleep at night?
I do want to share this detail. It's not, Jenny J, I'm not suggesting maybe you're saying this. She's cringy. A lot of people feel this. A lot of people find that there's a sort of, I don't know I tell you what's more cringy. What's more cringy? A young girl who maybe in her delivery is just earnest, and that earnestness doesn't float a lot of people's boats.
And we hear her often not speaking in her own language extremely eloquently. And nothing that a person does should a politician say, hope they can swim, meaning hope you can drown.
I think what's more cringy, and I'm being purposefully using a word that's utterly inappropriate to what's happening, but I think what's more cringy is the number of people who've said fuck all about this genocide going on. The number of people who've been too scared to even mention it, or to even look at it, to even examine it, let alone get on a boat and try and, draw attention to it. Now, of course, lots of people are making a huge deal of the fact that, well, what can they take? What are they going to do?
Well, she's got some
it's about publicizing, it's about publication, it's about putting, giving attention, it's about doing and saying and arguing for something that too many people in the mainstream aren't talking about.
She says, we are doing this because no matter what odds we are against, we have to keep trying. She burst into tears during this speech, which I suppose angered some people, did it too emotional? Because the moment we stop trying is when we lose our humanity. And no matter how dangerous this mission is, and believe us, it is fucking dangerous. It's not even near as dangerous as the silence of the entire world in the face of the live streamed genocide. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Jenny J, you've listened to her. She doesn't offer any solutions to the problems. Okay, what solutions do you think she should be suggesting? What can she do?
She does offer solutions.
What can she do against a genocidal regime and a genocidal supporting media in the West?
No, I think she's talking about generally with the planet.
No, I disagree. Generally. I think what we hear is the tip of the iceberg, literally, of what she's got to say. No one's interested in going further. No one's interested in listening to the next sentence. I just get frustrated that people are just silenced based on this reason, Louise N. Do you know what? I think she's the kind of kid that would have been so easily bullied at school because they dare to stand out and be their own person than blend in.
Yes. And she's also autistic. So, nobody ever gives her some leeway on that.
No.
The very first time, do you remember when she went across the world in that boat, in that tiny boat? She was totally terrified. Yeah. She had a fear of water, and she went all that way. Who else is 13-year-old girl?
The mainstream media has managed to caricature her, managed to dismiss. It's done the classic thing that the Western media does, which is silence anyone or anything in any way possible that swims against the current. It's so tedious.
And it's also,
you know what? Let's have a fucking revolution.
It's also really sexist. Come for me, guys. It's also really sexist as well.
Really?
I mean, it's definitely worse for her because she's a young girl.
Yeah. Also, and just finally on this, because many people who have been plugged into Palestine have been plugged into Palestine way before October the 7th. There is unfortunately history with this. I think it was back in 2010 or 2009, a Turkish flotilla on a previous blockade of the Gaza Strip, when the Israelis were mowing the lawn, as they like to call it, a ship with Turkish humanitarian aid people on it was attacked, was boarded by the IDF, and I think 9 to 11 people were killed. So when Lindsey Graham jokes about them hope they can swim, he's being serious. What he's saying is you've made yourself a valid target. If a humanitarian flotilla is now a valid target on this planet, fuck the planet. We are fucked. and we deserve to be fucked. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of this system which instructs us all to behave ourselves. It tells us all to stay straitjacketed into a certain way of doing business and saying
it's all
things.
about business. It's all about the fat cats making more money. You know that, don't you? Because they want to be able to sell oil freely.
But it's also
they want to be able to do whatever they can. They want their big fat cars. They want 10 big fat cars. They want billionaires. They want trillionaires. These are the people that feed the shit about somebody with the purest moral soul like Greta Thunberg and try and make her the fucking villain. She's the one who's prepared to go without. You know, she's risking her life. And these trillionaire builders, because that's what they are, and the world is moving that way. I'm telling you guys, we're getting closer and closer to the trillionaires ruling the bloody world. They sit there and they pick on a young girl, 7 actually.
That's a great point. Mayor. David Attenborough says all the same things as Greta on the climate, but no one has ever called him cringe. No one has listened to him either, but that's beside the point. Yeah, so important. So
Greta
important.
Thunberg, we absolutely honour you. Every one of you on that ship. None of us, I reckon here, would have the fucking courage to get on that boat, and knowing it's going to be shot at.
And you know what?
Because it is.
And also, just on that point that I say, I'm becoming increasingly sick to death of the way in which everyone's being, or they're trying to straitjacket everyone into behaving themselves. I wouldn't be at all surprised, and I don't want to get into this or drawn into this, but the whole spinning of this conflict that's incoming between us and Russia, the manipulation of the populace, the manipulation of nationhood and nationalism, the manipulation of trying to get us all on board with this, you're the baddie, you're the goodie, you're the baddie, when nothing is ever quite so simple, other than when you're committing a genocide against people. You know, kneecap presents such a fucking problem for the establishment. And I've got to the point now where I just want more problems for the establishment, because the establishment is self-serving. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve anyone. Unless you're Boris, unless you're Lindsey Graham, unless you're Trump. Oh, the whole fucking thing is infuriating.
Shame on him. Shame on that awful, vile man.
Oh.
Sit in your fat cat house with your fat belly and your fat cars and your bank account. You sit there looking down your nose at these people. Shame on you.
You wait as well. In a minute, anyone who goes to a kneecap concert, they'll try and define as a supporter of terrorism because of them charging one of the kneecap band members. You watch it. You watch them. If they could, they would.
They would.
Oh, they would. They want to shut us up. The far right only want freedom of speech as long as it's their nasty
freedom of their speech.
As long as only their nasty Zionist, colonialist, white male supremacist bile. Sick of it. Anyway, on that note, let's go to a clip that I find particularly funny this week.
Jennifer Lopez have become like the perfect duo.
What do you call her? Jennifer, J-Lo, Jenny from the block?
Yeah,
No, not just Jennifer.
Okay.
You just call her Jennifer?
Well, like I've worked with rappers, and I'm not gonna like work with LL Cool J. I'm not gonna hey LL. It's just.
What do you call? Well, okay, wait. What do you call him?
Ladies love Cool J.
No, Todd.
Todd?
Todd. I think that's what his name was. Same thing with Busta Rhymes.
What do you call him?
Well, I'm not Busta.
I'm going to be honest with you right now. My entire world has been blown right now. My mind. Your name's Ray, right? Just want to make sure.
Ray Lowe.
Ray Lowe.
The reason I wanted to play.
Isn't he like Robbie Williams?
Yes, there's
a real similarity.
Of course, I think it was last week. It was a year ago that he died, or maybe 2 years ago that he died. And every clip that he's in, they don't make them like that anymore. Zoe, I think we should all go to a kneecap gig to support. I can't wait to see them soon in Belfast.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah.
I suppose there's no tickets for anything now.
Okay, let's add one of your clips, Nads. I don't know what we've got here.
Oh, no. I said it's a real mix. Watch this. By ingenuity and desperation. Lindsey Graham, for you to keep people thirsty to the point where they have to do this. Look at this. I was just blown away by that.
That's getting what you've seen there is them getting water, drinkable water, potentially from mud.
From mud. Imagine that. Oh my God. But you know what? In their food storage boxes, they put 4 packets of spaghetti. Let's not forget. And what do you need for that? Tons of water and tons of gas.
Jordan Rodway makes a good point. It makes me so mad that clips of this show of Nadia talking about loose get picked up by the media, but Nadia talking about Gaza never does.
No.
True. Yeah. So say these are in no particular order.
What is that? It was alive.
Oh, and she didn't know that.
No.
Jesus Christ.
These are cooking fails.
Oh, dearie me. Let's see another one. Oh, this.
Oh, come on, please.
Wait for it.
Oh, no, please, don't. I've got what I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
All right, go, man. Not rude.
Lil, don't push out, Lil.
Don't you dare.
Oh, because the shirts is on.
Lil, don't.
No, she can't go.
Oh, I'm going to have that
Wait for it. Sends out the bloody water. Oh, this is the sort of thing. This is why you have to build your core, guys.
I thought her knees were going to snap. Oh, that's so funny. So funny. Okay, let's see what comes up next in my.
We have no idea what's coming.
Oh, I love this. Dogs feel most vulnerable when pooping, so they look to their owners for protection, which often results in some awkward staring.
Is that true?
Yeah, if you think about it, they always look so panic-stricken. And they always look directly at us.
They do.
Oh. That makes me feel fond of a dog taking a shit. 1950s, when grandma really spoilt their grandchildren.
Look at that.
She's giving them a cigarette.
I know. Did you get the one with frog? Yeah.
Me ready to worsen an already tense situation with someone. What?
That is you. That is you.
And I love this word, knobstacle. A person who consistently gets in the way either through incompetence, arrogance, or unhelpful behavior. I would say most of the government are knobstacles. Knobstacles. I love that word.
Oh, hang on. What's this? Abby Reid.
What?
Click on that.
My friend is fighting deportation in occupied Palestine after being jailed for being a humanitarian activist witnessing settler crimes. She's there with ISM volunteering. She is 70. Nadia, please mention.
Oh my God. Well, give us some more information.
Yeah. Can you send the details to maybe us on Instagram?
Yeah. Send us the details, Abby.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry to hear that. AM, I just ordered kneecap merch for £100, free Mo Chara. I mean, yeah, careful. let's show another one from Nadia's random oh no, sorry. This is one of mine. Check this out.
Oh God, this is unbelievable.
That is an actual great white.
Look at that.
It looks like the one from the film. It makes you realise that the one in the film is believable now.
Yeah, because it doesn't look
real.
And that is actually what they look like.
Fucking
Can
hell.
you imagine that coming towards you?
Fucking hell. Okay. Sorry, I just.
You're sorry?
Wait for the end, guys.
Are you?
I'm sorry, Mommy.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Is she sorry?
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I asked my dog what's 2 minus 2. He said nothing.
Want to hear a joke about construction?
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
I just love these.
Oh my God, they're
I'm
so
obsessed
funny.
with
Can
them.
you get me another one? What's coming up here? God only knows.
I meet someone everyone loves, but you're highly intuitive and your bullshit radar is going
Meet Catherine Brent of Devon.
Now this is an Instagram account called Dark Cornwall, and I reposted this saying this is also how Dina behaves when she's trying to find alcohol. Watch this. What this is real.
Cornwall, whose physical reaction to water is so strong that she is literally pulled this way and that in the direction of the underground stream she locates for Cornish farmers. Since she discovered her gift 3 years ago, Catherine has located 300 deep boreholes and has been right 98 times in every 100. Today, she is one of Britain's most successful professional water diviners.
What a nightmare!
How does she do it? No one really knows, but scientists say that her body cells are unusually sensitive to physical and chemical changes in the earth. All Catherine knows is that her reactions are so violent that she is sometimes pulled off balance and ends up flat on her face.
Oh my God!
From water often more than 200 feet below the ground.
Sure, this was
I've just had a thought. You know what you should do? You should take the audio of this and have you stumbling around the kitchen making a drink.
So
crazy, isn't it?
So a little break to 23 years of marriage. We've told them that we're going to tell them how we've done it. So first of all, what do you think the secret to us still being together is?
Regular sex.
Oh, Mark!
Well, let's just be blunt.
Shush! Kathy Hyde, she could never have a bath.
She'd explode. She'd explode.
That is true. I wonder if it includes in the tap or is it just under the ground?
Dawn Decker, lots of people saying laughter. Carla Hatcham, sense of humour.
Oh, that's interesting. I like them telling us what it is.
Tolerance, says Elaine Flew.
Well, we're not very tolerant.
Of each other?
If anything. Are we?
Stop scratching, baby.
I don't think we'd be known as tolerant people, or are we?
I thought we were quite tolerant earlier today when I called for revolution.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Healthy cynicism, says Dawn Decker. Honesty, says Nora Doyle. Conversation, it's important. I like talking. We like.
Well, we've said this before, but in case there's somebody new here, we have been to couples counselling a few times. Mark went to rehab, then we did couples counselling. But how long ago did we start our podcast, our marriage podcast?
Well, I think they started dribbling out before we'd kicked the channel off properly. So, but I think they've been going for about 8 years.
So about 8 years, roughly at least every couple of weeks, we have had to sit opposite each other and talk about things directly. Now, our podcast has changed a bit now. It's more sort of jolly and fun and stuff. But for a long time, we tackled really difficult topics. Oh no, we still do, but it's and actually I wanted to give up the podcast. I hated doing it. Absolutely hated doing it because we sometimes have days afterwards where we were just like, but I do think it was a real turning point for us because we were forced into doing that kind of communication at a point where probably we weren't communicating well at all. So not everybody's going to go. Are you listening to me?
No, I'm listening. So you're saying every couple should have a podcast?
No. So you know, what's the moral of that story is if you can set aside time where you do actually talk about shit while you're not doing loads of other stuff. For us, that has worked, I suppose. And I think a big thing is our kids, because when things were really difficult at the beginning, I know I would have jumped if it wasn't for having had Maddie. So thank God for Maddie, because otherwise, God, what an awful. No, I would hate to think of not having had our marriage.
MeTube, cameras feature heavily in both your lives. I mean, it's interesting. I think, you know what? I mean, one has to acknowledge as well a huge amount of luck as well, because it's very rare that you can get two people in a relationship that, in essence, though we don't like entirely the same things as each other, we understand what each other gets from things. And even, you know, I mean, we often, what I'm trying to say is like, for example, it would have been really a real struggle if we'd had completely diverging parenting ideas around parenting. If we hadn't had a slightly counterculture idea around setting up the channel, around trying to kind of experiment around how you do work, how you do life, how you do, and
politics.
For a fact, I know that me getting sober is perhaps the biggest, not only biggest catalyst in my life, but it was the biggest catalyst in our life. I can look at many scenarios where I see other relationships, other parents, I hear about other parents, and I see their children coping with one or both parents spiraling out of control around addiction or around a lack of communication.
I do think
resentment.
the fact, because as you know, we were both Mark was a fully fledged alcoholic, but I was a very heavy drinker. So everything was dealt with really through alcohol.
Oh,
and because Mark doesn't drink, it's not our go-to. I love to go and have a few drinks. I love to have drinks, and sometimes with the girls, get a bit pissed and all that. But we don't escape each other through alcohol.
No.
And there's no alcohol at all in the house in the evening. We don't drink in the evening. We don't. So yeah, so I do think that's been a big part of it. I think if you're having a bit of trouble in your relationship at the moment, look at maybe how much you might be both drinking or self-medicating with something, to both go off to separate rooms and just in your computers. Where is your break? Where are you avoiding each other? Is it with alcohol? Is it with over-exercise? Is it with, is it online? And then don't say, oh, okay, I'm going to give it all up, but just try and just reduce it a bit, but in a way that you then turn more towards your partner. Because if you're with a fairly decent person, obviously if you're with a nasty bastard or a horrible cow, then that's a different matter. But if you're with a fairly decent person, it is worth trying everything to make it better.
And also,
even when you feel weary with it.
So many lovely comments. I'm a bit embarrassed to read them all, but they're very, very kind, very sweet. Thank you so much. Christopher Cundall, Stuart Geely, Darren Collach, and Faith. Faith asking what our favourite or funniest memories of the day. That's a good one. Thank you, DP. Thank you, Zoe.
Of what day?
Of our wedding day. Oh. Our wedding anniversary, you fucking moron. I think one of the important things I would say is an ability to laugh at yourself, an ability to. You like to think you can take criticism, but you're not very good at it. I like to think I can take criticism, and I'm not very good at it. So,
listen, nobody is good at taking criticism, but it's whether you process it after the event or
also,
not.
one of the things I remember saying years ago, and I can't remember who it was in relationship to, but it was someone in the family, when someone was saying something. I said, look, what you have to understand is, what is an absolute given is that we are all on the same page with loving each other. So if there's anything that's being said here, it's not about winning an argument, scoring a point, being proved right. If there's a concern about someone's behavior in the family, and this, I think a lot of people in families, not just relationships, really drop the ball on this. A lot of people don't want to hear anything negative about themselves. And what you've got to, I think it's really important sometimes to realize that if you're in a family, if you've got people around you who are looking out for you, the only way you can have an authentic relationship, is if you can call out the good and the bad. It's often said about friendships. How good a friend are they? If they tell you something that sounds critical, but is actually for your better good, can you hear it? Is it coming from a place of care and concern? And I think that's something that I've taken far longer due to trust issues than you've even had a problem with, which is trusting that you're saying things not because you want to control or because you want to say this or you want to do that, but actually it's coming from a wellspring of care, concern, and a position of, now, of course, there can always be overreach in that. Sometimes you can be a bit too much about some things. And I'm like, no, I want, and vice versa. But finding that balance, I think, assuming, and so one of the big things I always come back to, and it's an odd thing to say, having been in so many short-term relationships, is if you game players, there's no games being played.
No, we don't.
And I think that's so important.
No, we don't play games at all.
And I think a lot of relationships, even long-term relationships, there's a lot of game playing at work.
But that all goes down to people, because it all goes back to not communicating, because somebody might be hurt or feeling insecure. So they're trying to play a game to test out how somebody feels. So at the end of the day, it does all come down to that. But also kind, I think, because we're both kind people, I think that even in the darkest times or the most angry times, the most fucked off or the most bitchy or the most bastardy or whatever, underneath whatever that situation might be, we are kind. So we could never be cruel. Like, we might be cruel in an argument,
yeah,
but we would never be cruel beyond that, outside of that.
Absolutely.
We'd be like, oh God, we would feel,
MeTube says, I like hearing negative things about me. It means the other person cares enough to say something.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the
Well, no, I totally believe that. It's like, if I care about somebody, I will tell them the truth. It's absolutely, it's care. But I'm just saying that I think most people initially, if somebody's saying something to you, and okay, of course it depends how you say it. We've learned a lot now. So we might have gone, God, you're so da-da-da. Whereas now we'll try and say, is it okay if I say, they're good in the Four Seasons with this, aren't they? Is it okay if I just say I'm left feeling this way when this happens?
Yeah, but they're funny, those two.
Yeah, but we've learnt that language a bit. Don't say something, you're making me feel this way. You make me do this. No, I'm left feeling when this happens like this. And then it's not so confrontational. But I think 90% of the population, if they are criticised, your initial feeling, unless you are totally zen, is going to be to protection.
Yeah, of course.
Because being a human being in this world is quite scary, and we are all just like, most of the time, just hanging on. Yeah. So if like something comes in, you're like, right, what do I have to do? But it is about processing. It's about how you, Mark has never, ever said something to me critical that I haven't thought about. And that's the thing, is if somebody says criticize you and you just like bat it away and you don't think about it again.
Sharon Carter says listening is you might seem to bat it away in a row, but take stuff in. And I think it's a given. Just assume that whatever's being said is being said from a place of wanting this union to work more meaningfully. Natasha and Zoe are saying we should do a Married at First Sight for Zoe on the channel. I think it would be a great series.
Yeah.
Francisca Bastos, I want to read this. It's a nice comment. Oh yeah, being able to be honest, but having the clarity to know when not to criticize. Timing is important, and our dear ones deserve that consideration.
And that's why we love the saying, better to be kind than be right. Because sometimes when you're really, really angry and you're just really, you can just pause and you can just think, why don't I just be kind here? How important is it that I'm right in this? Because then you can calm down. Then if it's something that's really affecting you, you could say it at a different time in a different way. You could say, listen, you know, actually it makes me really sad when this happens. Is there any different way that we could do it?
Do you know what? Quite a good exercise. I can't remember where I saw this, but I think this is something that's quite, at the moment, I'm trying to deal with flies. I mean, generally in the garden, by not letting them aggravate me, but sitting there and thinking,
very well.
Thinking, no, it is. It's helping me with my mental health elsewhere. It's thinking it will go. And what I've noticed each time is 5 minutes later, it's not in the room.
It will pass.
It will
the
pass.
only constant thing is change.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a really good experiment. You might remember the Jim Carrey film, The Yes Man, where he had to say yes to everything. Why not spend a day where, regardless of whether people agree with you or disagree with you, you do not try to prove you're right on anything. You just let go. You just ride with it. And even if people completely misinterpret, you just go, okay, well, that's what. I tell you what, I think that would be quite a useful exercise to just do.
Louise, I don't take criticism well at all. I'm learning. I'm overly sensitive. I was talking to one of our daughters the other day about this, and I was saying, you know, it's all right to give yourself a little stopgap. So if somebody says something to you and you feel a bit like you go to that place where actually you feel like you've been slapped because it goes in hard and fast and hurts, it's okay to say to the person, listen, and you can say, and I always say to my girls, you say it with a smile and just say, oh, right, okay, I have learned I need to process things before I react to them. So can I just take a while and then respond a bit later? You can take the time. You don't have to respond straight away because you want to respond. You don't want to react. That's the difference. Am I reacting or am I responding? Massive difference.
Yeah,
react. First 10 years, 15 years of our marriage, react. We were both reacting machine. And then you slowly, and we still struggle. And
also huge pressure. I mean, I noticed even like when I said to you, oh God, 23 years marriage, culturally, isn't it funny how culturally and societally there's this idea of, oh, well done, it's a death sentence, it's a life sentence.
Oh, you get less for murder.
Yeah, it's that whole thing. I kind of, if the relationship is working, it's a little bit like when people say about people who are really old. I always say when someone dies at 93, 94, 95, I say, oh my God, there's even more of them to miss because they've been around. It doesn't make it sort of the most natural and necessary next point that we should all get used to very quickly. You know, people, oh, well, they had a good life. Well, hang on, I've lost the person. And I think in a relationship, it's the same thing. If that relationship it's hard work. And I think the one thing How to Stay Married has shown over the years is it's graft, but the graft pays off so long as you both agree and understand you're both coming from a shared desire for it to be better for each other and for yourselves. Bless her, Faith is really wanting us to have some memories of 23 years ago. When you think of our wedding day, what's the first thought that comes into your mind?
Your ex arriving in the car.
Right. Yes,
at the church.
That was, I had no, I don't know how that happened. It was because Fleur was coming.
So
it's because Fleur was so
Every
tiny.
time he says, I just don't know how.
I just literally don't. I just feel, I feel absolutely grief stricken.
I love it though.
I don't.
Why do you feel grief stricken? I think it's so
Because I felt
funny.
railroaded into a situation. I don't know. The whole thing is...
but it sums you up. It was ever so kind.
No, I couldn't believe I was there in the car. What the fuck are they all doing? It's because she was so little. That was why.
But yeah. So Mark arrived with his ex in the car.
It was.
What are the things
so
that I
bizarre.
remember? Okay, let me.
I remember
It's a
someone
good-
who was like a father figure to me ending up in a wheelbarrow,
pissed
in a corner, snoring. That was one.
So you asked Mark and I what are our memories of the wedding. Always say this to people that are getting married. The best bits, the bits we remember are the fucked up bits.
Yeah, it's true.
So do not be too like, because all the fucked up bits are the bits that I remember, like when we got brown fairy cakes instead of pastel colours. All of them were brown.
And I went to eat
brown
some meat,
icing.
and there was no food.
Oh, no, we didn't really get.
Didn't eat anything. You had a whole lemon meringue cake.
Well, I was hungry and I was pregnant.
I didn't eat a thing. At our wedding, I didn't eat a thing.
I remember his nan dancing.
I remember my nan being shocked
All
I could
night.
dance.
Not dancing. I remember our dance, which was lovely.
My God.
I remember it being fucking hot
It was really hot.
because we had it in the garden. We did it in a.
Yeah, no, it was really nice. And
We did Dulwich College in a little. It wasn't a chapel.
It was the library.
It's the library. I remember. I loved the party bags I put on everybody's chair.
Yeah, they were good. They were good. Yeah.
But we had people rustling all the way through it because people were looking in their party bags. What was in the party bags?
And because we had
What was in the party bags?
we had rose tinted glasses, a bottle of vodka.
And
What's the other thing?
he didn't know because I did it. As a
I can't
surprise.
remember what the other thing was.
Love heart sweets.
Oh yeah, because they were everywhere. They were left everywhere. What was your first dance song? It was Lady by Mojo. Is it Mojo? I think
Love
it's
that
Mojo.
song.
Yeah. Was Jane on the dance floor? No, Jane was nowhere near the building, thankfully. But the weird thing about our wedding, and go and check out, we did a whole podcast about it. There were also so many. There were also so many horrible aspects to it, which is amazing that one's managed to kind
But
of.
those are like
clips
some
them.
family stuff that was just
Yeah.
that was just, and a couple of guests that was it was just weird. But even those we laugh about. So don't get too hung up about your wedding. Keep it simple. Don't spend a fortune. We had ours in the garden with and we had kebabs and we had lots of big lovely food. Yeah, and then somebody fell asleep, was found across the road.
Yeah, no, with their future wife.
And we let all the kids come, and then we had
a bouncy castle.
The kids had bouncy castle, and it was
Stuart G says a peacock shat on my husband on our wedding day.
That's good luck.
Should we have another funny clip?
Yeah.
I hope it's a funny one. It might not be.
Going to, but I just thought I'd show you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's showing him it.
First one is Jason.
She's pretending these are her exes.
Brush through his head, doesn't it?
Do you think?
Oh, it looks evil and frightening. Oh, Jess, don't get involved with anything like that, love. Worry me to death.
And then there was Tom.
He looks quite nice.
Yeah, he was a lovely lad.
Was he?
Like, so many skills.
Really?
So, what do you think to Tom?
Well, I think he's very, very nice, smart, attractive.
Shall I get rid of Jake for Tom?
No.
Then there was Dominic.
Well, he looks a bit simple, doesn't he?
It looks a bit simple.
Oh, dear, Jess. He's definitely got a bad hair day.
Well, he was actually the best kisser I've ever kissed.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, better than...
Could you put up with his hair for that?
Yeah, I kept liking to run my fingers through it.
Oh. I don't think it's wise.
Shall I tell him to go away?
I think so, love, yeah.
Then Zach's messaged me
Yeah.
and said, do I want to hook up again? What do you think?
My word. Oh, Jess.
No. Shall I get rid of him for Jake for him?
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Look at him.
Yes, just because he looks good.
Yeah.
You don't know what his character's like.
True.
And I think you'd have to kind of go out with him for a while before you made your mind up at what sort of a person he was. He might do something that you don't like.
True. Shall I stick with Jake then?
I think so, definitely. Would I be a good replacement, Zach? Possibly. I'm quite youthful in the outlook. Might make you laugh.
You've got nice, youthful, smooth skin and sexy legs.
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far with my legs, Jess.
It's the Magnum.
It's the Magnum.
Next up is Peter.
Now, I love that name.
Do you think he's good looking?
He looks a little bit aggressive.
Shall I bin Jake off for him?
Absolutely not.
Joy. Absolutely.
Oh
you seem to know them. We've never seen them before.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
God.
Oh my God. That's everything I love about different
Generations
talking. I just love it. She believes every one of them were her boyfriend, Jason Manford. Oh, Jess.
But can I just
Reminds
say,
me of your nan.
Oh, so like my nan.
Oh my
But
God.
and same accent almost. But the weird thing is, I've noticed that all old women over a certain age eat Magnums in exactly the same way.
They love them though, don't they? God, the oldies love a Magnum.
Like my nan and granddad loved a Choc Ice, which of course was their generation's Magnum.
Oh, I used to love them. My mum used to buy Choc Ice. She didn't buy many naughty things. The only thing she did buy was Choc Ices.
Oh.
And she'd say, do you want a Choc Ice? This would be a rare thing. Yeah. And they'd be tiny like that. She'd get really cheap ones from Sainsbury's. Oh my God, but we'd all take ages eat. And if she ever took cinema, we were always allowed to Choc
Were
Ice.
you?
Yeah,
Oh.
I love Choc Ices.
Oh, can't remember what the stock of unread books on your nightstand watching you scroll on your phone every night before bed.
Oh, this is me. That is brilliant.
It's so true.
Oh, and Zoe Foster's just added Choc Ices to her shopping list.
Chances of getting a ninja attack from a penguin are low.
But never zero. That's a bit like life.
God, I love that.
Oh my God.
Well,
bizarre behavior by Elon Musk. This is a close-up on Elon Musk before he was handed the key. Watch his face.
it's a very sad case. It's a case we win. We can't lose that case because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. But I don't think Harvard's been acting very nicely. I think Columbia wants to get to the bottom of the problem. They've acted very well. And there are other institutions too that are acting, but Harvard's trying to be a big shot. And all that happens is every 3 days we find another 100.
He's so weird.
I was listening to a podcast
He's
yesterday
so
saying how
weird.
he's ravaged. He has every person in America's data now.
Yeah,
He
does.
is
He's got everything he needs. That's why he's heading off.
Scurrilous human being. Disgrace.
Yeah.
An absolute disgrace.
Let's have a look at your next one.
If you get on your knees, lean back, and practice tapping the floor like this, you will increase quad and knee strength. If you raise your knee up and down off the floor like this, you will increase hip flexor strength, which helps decrease back pain. If you get on the ground, put your arms at 90 degrees and lift your fist off the ground like this, you will increase back off the shoulder strength, which decreases front of the shoulder pain. If you raise your chest.
Hang on, so you're watching that when I'm sucking your toes?
I have got so many different. I want to do a whole one day where I just show you my health and exercise
Right.
videos. Now, I must have got that for you because for your knees, I must have thought this will be good for Mark. But have I ever showed it to you now?
Side like this, you will decrease your lower back stiffness.
So random now.
I don't believe it. I can't jump.
I do. That's why I'm recording it. I want the world to believe you too. So when you say it,
oh my knees. Oh my knees.
it went exactly how I thought it was gonna go.
It went.
Go back to the beginning. So we didn't quite catch him being
God.
annoyed with her for not believing him.
Yeah, no, because I've got a big split.
Don't
It's
worry.
very hard to.
Don't worry.
Hang on, I can do it. Oh no, I can't do
Don't
it.
worry, don't worry. But honestly, the look
It
in
went
his eyes
exactly
was like, you don't believe I can
how I
do
thought it was gonna go.
That's how I thought it was going to go.
It's very funny.
Oh, watch this girl at the back.
Oh! Oh!
They can't, they're howling with laughter.
I thought she...
They're going to let themselves laugh at. Because
she's trapped. Oh.
That's why you should never go to the gym on your own. You need a friend in case this happens.
Dearie me, that's so funny. Till 1956, French children attending school were served wine on their lunch breaks.
Yeah.
Each pupil entitled to 4 glasses a day.
Can you believe that? In only 1956.
So whilst they were giving them cigarettes to smoke here in the UK,
but they must have been pissed out of their minds.
must have been annihilated.
That's 4 pub
that
measures.
can't be true. That can't be
They were
true.
entitled to, but I reckon they were made alcoholics.
No. That's too funny. What's your next one?
Let's do that one now.
No,
I don't
okay,
want to do that one.
no.
I'll do that another day.
Then we've
And
got-
these, I have multiple of these, of my travel ones, where they're just like,
Sorry.
oh, don't worry, we don't have to show it. All right, save all these lovely places. These are all the top spas in the UK.
Nice. Dream on.
I don't want champagne.
I do.
Oh, just,
Oh. 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 You're listening to this with the sound down. You might be wondering what we're doing. We're just looking at spas.
I've saved so many travel. I've got so many travel videos. God, she's got to go to. Why aren't we that kind of an influencer?
Yeah, but she looks really bored.
We
And she
do
looks very
everything-
lonely.
We do everything in our kitchen table.
She looks very lonely.
Now
Look at
this,
Sicily.
I'm obsessed with beautiful pools by beautiful oceans. Look at this place.
You'd be worried about a tsunami there.
That is so gorgeous.
Or an
though.
earthquake.
Look at that.
Wouldn't you?
Reminds me of that beautiful restaurant.
Look at this.
Now this is because I wanted to take you here.
Oh, wow.
Coffee in a donut cup with Nutella. This is the Conut Coffee from your coffee hub in Islington. I love the Nutella and coffee
Let's do it.
combination. I don't think I've
wanna
seen
make
anything
it
like
here.
this in London. And the best part is that you get to eat the cup.
Oh my God, that's so
Maybe I need to
cool.
make that.
Oh, look.
Now this is us
Oh.
back in 2016 when we went to Iceland. And
Say Iceland again.
Iceland.
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 Check this out. I was just testing how hot it was. This is in the Arctic tundra. Oh.
That's a lot better.
Oh. That's what my heart does when I drink coffee.
There you go.
That's beautiful.
Oh, Michelle said she just watched our old How to Stay Married So Far about when we first met, our journey to having kids.
Oh.
See, we can't even remember what we talked about. No, don't quite put that away.
When you get out there, why do you think now the women love you when
Maddie sent me this the other day.
now the women love you when you get out there? Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because
Why
I
do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to read.
I was listening on headphones.
Maddie sent me this. I love getting things from the girls, don't you? This is the first dinosaur tail found in amber. I love that she sent me this. Look at these images.
What's amber?
Amber is like the stuff that comes out of like nectar.
Oh, actual amber. I thought it was a movie we were watching.
No.
Okay.
So the shots below are actual.
Wow.
Dinosaur tail.
Wow. Oh my God, look at that.
Moving feathers. Dinosaurs were birds. Anyway, there you go. Oh. Finally, a movie theatre collapsed on a woman during a screening of Final Destination. Any film fans will know that is remarkable, given that it is a franchise about awful accidents that happen. There we go.
So, guys, thank you
Thanks
for
for spending
all
an
your
hour with
lovely
us.
words. You've given us far too many lovely compliments there.
Yeah, you really have.
And as we say, there's 8 years worth of How to Stay Married so far. God, it'd be weird to go back, wouldn't it, and listen to them.
Wouldn't it?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Where we've got to. But please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope there's nobody listening that hasn't hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out. It's only me and him. So just hit the little subscribe.
Oh, guys, thank you. And listen, Lee, I saw you made a comment saying, which we really do. We recognize all your names. We feel plugged into all of you. We're invested in you just as much as you're invested in us.
And
so,
to all our quiet ones that
and
might
all our
suddenly
quiet
send
ones.
us a message or something, to our quiet, silent
Thanks,
listeners. Thank you.
Thank you so much and just thank you for just always being there. You're incredibly kind, incredibly supportive.
We feel your love. We really do.
We really do. And Lynn J has just gifted 5 memberships. So 5 of you will anonymously receive gifted memberships, and you'll be able to watch yesterday's No Names Sunday show hangout, which was lovely. Again, it's got a very nice vibe to it at the moment. All right, guys. So have a lovely day, and something will be landing later.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thank you. I love you.